long ago, many Americans counted on pensions to sustain them through their golden years. Then along came the 401k, which changed everything.
Bennis says the 401k was attractive to employers who wanted to get out of the pension business. But for employees, there was a learning curve. Generation X was like the guinea pigs, and they're kind of the first generation that is in this world where all of a sudden you've got to figure out your own retirement. You've got to take an active role.
Yeah, it's scary. I'd say the major reason it's scary is just educationally. They weren't given financial courses.
You've probably heard the same story 1,000 times. Gen X didn't save enough, spent too much, or got lazy about retirement. But here's the truth. That's not why they can't retire, in my opinion. The real reason Gen X is stuck working into their 60s and 70s potentially is because the entire retirement system was rewritten in the middle of their lives. Let me explain. My name is Robert, and on this channel, we simplify the home loan process.
Just read this ARP article about Gen Xers freaking out about retirement and the fact that 67% of Gen Xers don't have a retirement strategy.
Let's dig into the numbers and the system that failed an entire generation. If you were born between 1985 and 1980, you've seen it all. The dot-com boom and bust, 2008 meltdown, housing crash, the 2020 pandemic, and now the inflation squeeze. You were told, go to college, get a good job, buy a house, save for retirement, and life will work out somehow. But it didn't quite pan out that way. Now did it? Instead, Gen X became the sandwich generation. You're caring for aging parents and helping grown kids who can't afford to move out, all while fighting to stay afloat. And the system says, just save more. Save more of what exactly?
I don't know about you guys, but I have forever in my life given up the idea of retirement. But also, it's also because of how I am. Like, I would never want to retire poor. And so, like, because to me, I'm like, what's the point of being home if all I can do is, I don't know, like putter in a garden?
I remember a recent client, 52-year-old teacher. Her name is Maria. She's been in education for 25 years, raised 2 kids, and she never missed a mortgage payment, never carried a balance on a credit card longer than a month or so. But when she logged into her retirement account, the number staring back at her wasn't even enough to replace half of her current income. She told me, Robert, look, I did everything they said I should do. I worked hard, I saved, I played by the rules, and it still doesn't add up. That moment hit me hard and got me to thinking, because Maria is not the exception, she's the rule. Let's get into the numbers. Let's talk data. According to the 2023 survey of consumer finances, the median Gen X household has about $82,000 in retirement savings. If you're Gen X, does that sound about right? Let me know down in the comment section. Those savings have to maintain their standard of living. But in fact, they would need around $1 million, so that $82,000 is nowhere close to what's needed. Why? Because the 401k replaced pensions right as Gen X entered the workforce. Employers shifted the risk from companies to individuals. I actually did a video on the channel. You might want to watch it right here. But wages stagnated, adjusted for inflation. The median Gen X income today buys less than it did in 1999. Meanwhile, housing, healthcare, and educational costs skyrocketed. When you take all of that, add in the Great Recession, when many lost homes or had to cash out retirement plans just to survive, and you've got a generation punished for living through the economic roller coasters they never built. Now, you can say what you want to say, but to me, that isn't irresponsibility. It's theft dressed up as personal choices.
I think that's a Gen X thing. I see that all over. Gen Xers don't plan on retiring. And I think it's for not just for monetary reasons, but I do think there's a weird thing in if we keep working, we won't die. Or if we keep doing these things, we'll keep living and thrive, like keep in it, keep plugged in, keep in society. I don't think we want to go sit in the chair and watch TV and wait to die, or sit on the porch in the rocking chair. Like we were like, no, what's next? What are we gonna do next?
You guys know me. I like to point out the problems, but I always like to give some solutions. So what now? Where do we go from here? Well, in my mind, here are 3 paths Gen Xers can still take to reclaim control of their future. Number 1, rebuild equity, not just savings. The average homeowner has 40 times more wealth than the average renter. According to Pew Research, homeownership is still the most reliable way to create equity that grows even when wages are stagnant. Number 2, diversified income streams. The old model of one job, one pension has long been gone. We're in a new era. And so you must build small, consistent side income streams, consulting, tutoring, online services, YouTube channels that follow you into retirement. Remember, flexibility is the new security. Lastly, you have to reassess housing as leverage and not liability. Downsizing, refinancing, or using equity strategically, not recklessly, can reduce monthly expenses and free up capital for investing and paying off debt. I've been helping clients recently. One comes to mind where we were able to free up $700 a month through a smart refinancing strategy. Now, $700 a month is nothing to laugh at. That's an additional $8,400 a year that you can put back into your pocket or put to work for your future self. The key takeaway, you don't have to catch up to a broken system. You can outthink it. You see, when you rent, your cost of living rises every year, and you're building wealth for someone else. That's just the facts. When you own, you can control your largest expense, and your future gets a floor underneath it. Gen X can't rely on the stock market to fix this at this time, but they can use home ownership even later in life as a hedge against inflation and rent volatility. Real estate is the one asset class that still rewards time in the market, not timing the market. You see, owning a home isn't about luxury, it's about leverage. It's the quiet kind of freedom most people forget to plan for. So what say you guys? Get down in the comment section and let me know how you feel about the argument that I'm making. Am I wrong or am I right? If you're a Gen Xer, tired of feeling like you've run out of options, I want you to hear this. You haven't failed. You were handed a game where the rules changed mid-play, but you can still win by owning the pieces that matter. Schedule a free consultation call using the link below in my description, and let's map out a plan that turns your largest expense into your greatest asset. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. As I always say, guys, let us be good to one another. Let us let grace abound. Watch this video here, and until the next time, indeed, y'all stay blessed.